Lachlan here, Casual Conversation. Wanted to talk to you about mini splits. We're kind of sitting here thinking, all right, you got to heat or cool a space. What are your options? Well, one of them is the most common that most people in this region of the Sacramento Valley have experience with, and it's going to be central heat and central air, or HVAC system. There's mainly two types of them, and I say this very broadly, but the two types are you have an AC condenser on the exterior of the home, and then on the interior you have either a gas furnace or you have what's called a heat pump. Gas furnace runs off of gas, heat pump runs off of electricity. So if you don't have any gas or propane at your house, you likely have a heat pump system if it's a central air system that runs it. Interesting facts, the gas furnaces will hit peak temperature a lot faster and can drastically increase the temperature heat-wise in a given area extremely fast. That being said, they can cause dry skin for some folks if you have sensitive skins, and or they may not be as efficient depending on your scenario. Again, what's kind of crazy about this whole world of HVAC systems is there's efficiency ratings within each of these categories of what's best and most efficient. And you have heat pumps, and it's basically the opposite of an AC system, is it's pulling outside warmth and putting it inside, and instead of vice versa with AC. So it's definitely interesting. Folks that like heat pump setups are folks who keep their house at a flat temperature 24/7 and they never change it. And that's what heat pumps are good at, is they're just good at keeping a nice consistent slow and steady approach instead of shutting it off, letting the temperature drop or increase drastically, and then when you get home you adjust the temperature drastically. They don't always do the best with that setup with a heat pump. So that being said, those are our two main HVAC systems, which leads us to swamp cooler or evaporator coolers. Those are those window units you tend to see. You open a window, you'll run water through it or garden hose, and it just keeps air circulating, but it's being cooled by water, the temperature of the water. There's limitations to that, how much of an area you can cool with it, how efficient they are, how much you can change the temperature. So for example, if it's 100 degrees outside, I think they say rule of thumb is about 15 or 20 degree difference is the max you can tend to get out of them. So you're still looking at 80 plus degrees if it's 100 degrees out at your best case scenario. So is it cooler? Yes. Is it not 100 degrees? Yes. But is it really cold air? Not so much. So depending on what you're comfortable with, it's a good option or a bad option. The nice thing is cost to entry is very low on those. Then it brings us to our next thing, which are the mini splits. Mini splits are kind of a system that was traditionally viewed in that of like hotel rooms. You had that little window, or that underneath the window or above the window you had this cooling unit or heating unit. Well, that is technically kind of a mini split when you think about it. It's the type of furnace. Well, now they're putting that same technology in houses. You'll have a exterior mounted condenser. It's the thing with the fan and all the coils in it. And that will run with hoses and electrical power to the interior of a home, where you'll mount a rectangular, in most cases, or a ceiling mount device to a wall or in your attic space, and then you can run little ducts, and it's very specific to a very specific room or maybe two rooms. And again, lowers your cost of entry to have heat and air. So for example, if you have a smaller house, sometimes that tends to be the better option because you don't need all that big commercial HVAC stuff, and as well you don't need to pay for the ducting, and you can just have it per room. A lot of folks like it in the more modern homes because it is technically more efficient. You can heat and cool a particular room that you're in. So if you're not going to be in a room all day, you set the temperature to a different temperature. But if you're going to be in another room most of the day, an office of some kind or something, or a living room, you can adjust that temperature up and down to be more comfortable to exactly where you're at. So really slick setups. Folks are using them for the he said, she said, just outdoor shed offices that people are building. People are putting them in garages. They're putting them, in specifically, even though I've actually seen people, they have a whole house HVAC system, but there's one or two rooms that just get extremely hot due to the heat and the way the sun moves around the home, that the central heat and air can't keep that room cool. And they'll put a mini split in that room specifically to help lessen the load on the whole house HVAC system and just heat that one particular room that they're in. So pretty neat little idea. I thought it was nifty. Great technology. If you're ever looking for a good conversation about it, please reach out to me. I'd love to chat with you about it. It's really neat info, and again, you've got the whole parameter of it. If you need any recommendations for folks to help you with it, please let me know. I know a number of professionals in the industry. But that's our casual conversation on mini splits and central heat and air and other ways to cool and heat a home. Thank you for tuning in. Again, if you found any value of this, please share it to your friends, family, and if you know anyone that can benefit from our real estate consulting and their help buy, sell, or invest in real estate in California or any other state, please reach out. We'd be happy to connect with them and get them in the best hands possible to achieve their goals. So thank you for tuning in. Until next time, Zach Chicluna here.